those of you who are joining us, you're live on Gazette.com. Behind-the-scenes look at the Drake Power Plant in Colorado Springs as new components are being put in. We're talking with Dan, the man who is really integral, Dan Higgins, with the Colorado Springs Utilities, to really focus in and zero in on what's going on with this huge crane and the changes being made at the Drake Power Plant. Go ahead, Dan.
Well, we're going to be doing active construction on Unit 6 well into the springtime, and I expect that we'll be having this crane into service probably until April or May. And it's going to be a feature of the downtown. It's going to definitely be something you'll notice, from a lot of locations here in the community. And I'm just excited that we've got this facility under construction. We are on schedule to have Unit 6 completed, and we're actually going to be doing testing on Unit 7 yet this fall. And I'm really excited. We've got a lot of hard-working folks out here, and everybody's eager to get the construction completed on Unit 6. And without this crane, it just couldn't be done.
And ultimately, this means for the air in Colorado Springs exactly what? Because that's, it's interesting. The crane is amazing. That it's a great visual sight. But ultimately, the work here is being done for a distinct purpose.
That's right. What we're doing is the scrubbers are being installed, and the purpose of the scrubber is to remove sulfur from the flue gas here at the plant. And by doing that, we're going to maintain our compliance with our permitting, and it is going to position us to remove, this system, the Newman Systems Group scrubber technology and the configuration at the Drake plant. It's capable of removing 90% of the sulfur that's in the coal that we receive. And depending on the sulfur levels in the coal that we get, we may not have to operate at that high level of removal all the time. But the fact is, this is a system that's going to work, and it's going to allow us to remove a significant amount of sulfur from our emissions, and we're going to be able to achieve our permit conditions ahead of our compliance date in 2017.
All right, let's go back to the crane itself. There's a lot of preparatory work that has to go into place to get all this together. It's not like, well, let's just bring the crane in and now we'll just get to work.
That's right.
Let's talk about that, because we can see this is a pretty heavy load that they're doing right now with this huge crane.
That's right. In fact, when we talk about bringing a crane on site, this particular unit arrived in probably 20 different semi-loads where the components are delivered by semi-tractor trailer, and the boom itself extends about 400 feet at its greatest reach. And, when you got a system like this, there's a tremendous amount of inspection. We've got crane operators that have a tremendous level of experience, and bringing this system on site, it requires us to do a couple of other things that folks may not think of, but the crane reaches so high into the sky. We have permits from the FAA, because if you imagine, you've got features that stick up really high into the sky, and we don't want any aircraft to be fully aware of this feature being downtown for a while. So tremendous amount of permitting, a lot of preparation, and again, we're going to have this crane here for months, but without it, we wouldn't be constructing Unit 6.
All right, so how long do you think it's going to take just for this one component of many components to be able to be lifted off the semi and actually move to the location it needs to go?
Yeah, right now what we're planning on is when we get into what we call our critical picks, which is our real heavy loads, we intend to do about 2 pieces a day.
What's going to happen with this 80,000-pound component, correct?
Yeah, again, today we're just really working on staging these pieces of ductwork. And so we're getting this off the semi-tractor. We typically call this flying a piece of equipment, so we're going to fly this piece of ductwork just into a staging site here on the ground. This one's not going to be lifted up into the courtyard today.
A very good description, except that Lego is so much lighter.
They are much lighter. That's right.
And if you're just joining us in just a few moments, we're going to go ahead and sign off. We're here live at the Drake Power Plant as we've been watching different components being slowly but surely moved, gently placed, and then eventually be moved again. That's that huge crane that we've been talking about. Dan Higgins joining us with the Colorado Springs Utilities, explaining a play-by-play and a color commentator to get you a little bit more behind the scenes to really understand what's going on at the Drake Power Plant and the Drake Power Plant's future. Of course, you can read more all about this story on the Gazette and Gazette.com. Gazette reporter Billy Stanton-Leu will be writing all about it. So in just a few moments, we're going to go ahead and sign off. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Eric Singer, Gazette.com. Have yourself a great day.